Welcome to your practice. Today we're gonna do a class focused on opening our hips. We're gonna start the class on our child pose. So we're gonna have our big toes touching, knees spread wide, reaching forward with your hands, reaching back towards the heels with your bum, relaxing your forehead onto the floor. If this is too intense, you can move your knees closer. But this is really good to start to open your hips. Just really tuning into your body and see what it feels right to you at this point in time. Every moment, every day is different, so it's really important to tune in into your body and allow it to open it very gently. Just gonna allow this time to really arrive into the mat, to let go of your day. Just really focus this time only for yourself, only to give some love to your hips. I'm gonna have one more deep breath here, and then when you're ready, we're gonna shift our weight forward. We're gonna come with your shoulders on the top of the wrist, hands with shoulders width apart, your knees, hips width apart. You're just gonna take a few rounds of cat-cow here. So as I inhale, I'm gonna tuck my toes under. As I inhale, I'm gonna arch my back, gazing up, turning my bicep out. Exhale, chin to chest, pushing my heart up to the ceiling. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, pushing the floor away, your heart up to the sky. One more time, inhale, exhale. And then we're just gonna start to make some movement so that also our hips, they can start to wake up and just like moving side to side, maybe making some circles, really starting to loosen up that area. And then back to stillness. From here, I'm gonna push down to our first down dog. You can bend your knees a little bit, really pushing with your hands away, the floor away, and maybe starting to pedal your feet, getting some movement. And then coming back to stillness, I'm gonna lift my right leg up into the sky, nice and straight. And then we're gonna open our hips so the knee points to the ceiling, trying to keep your hands and your arms even here. Exhale, I'm gonna look forward and I'm gonna step the right leg all the way forward in between of my hands. From here, we are gonna take the left knee down to the floor, and we're gonna take our hands on the right knee. Now push forward with your hips, really feeling these areas pushing forward and like really even up and taking square. Taking 2 deep breaths here. Exhale, both hands to the floor. I'm gonna lift the left knee up, reaching back into a high plank, pushing down to your down dog again. Now I'm gonna lift my left leg up into the sky, nice and straight, bending the left knee, pointing up to the ceiling, keeping your shoulders even and strong, gazing forward, and I'm gonna step the left foot all the way forward in between of my hands. It's okay if you can't reach on one step, you can just move your foot forward. I'm gonna place my right knee down to the floor, both hands on the left knee, pushing forward your hips. Trying to really puff up your chest, gazing forward, and really feeling these parts very gently opening up now. few deep breaths here. If you're feeling a little bit of tension, really breathing into that area, really focus your breath there. Exhale, both hands down to the floor. I'm gonna step back into my high plank. Exhale down to your down dog. This time I'm gonna lift the right leg up all the way up to the ceiling, and I'm gonna step on the outside of my right hand. So I'm coming all the way forward. Here again, if you can't do it on one step, you can just push with your hand forwards, just on the outside. Here you can choose the intensity. So if you want to stay here, it's fine. If it's too much for you, you can drop the back knee. You can even point your toes down, and that's fine like this. If you want it a little bit stronger, you can just stay with your knee up, and from here you can decide to come onto your forearm if you like, to get a little bit more of opening into your hips. And also you can decide maybe to push a little bit your knee out so that your inside of your right foot lifts it up, and you can even feel more opening. These are all options. As well, if you are with your knee down, another option that you have is just gonna lift your left foot up, reaching back with your right hand, pulling the foot around against you, and then moving forward as well with your hips. Just really feeling where you're at today and what feels good. This is really, really important in yoga, to really learn to listen what your body needs today to open up even more. And if you're on your forearms, just gonna stay here for a few more breaths. Wherever you're at, we're just gonna come back with the hands on the floor, knees up, and we're gonna step back into high plank and pushing down into your down dog. Now you're gonna lift your left leg up into the sky, gazing forward, stepping your left foot all the way on the outside of your left hand. Here again, you've got the different options. You can decide to put your left hand on your left knee and pushing it away so that you're opening even more your hips here. Or you can drop your right knee down, grabbing with the left at the back of your right foot, gazing back. You can also move forward with your hips more. Or you can have your forearms on the floor to open your hips in this way. Every option is really different and good in different ways, so it's very important to see what your body needs today. And maybe today you try one option, tomorrow you try a different one, next time another one. All right, so from here I'm gonna come all the way up to my hands, whatever options you're at. We're meeting here, stepping back to your plank and pushing down to your down dog. Now I'm gonna lift my right leg up into the sky. I'm gonna bend my knee and reach it up. And this time I'm gonna step all the way forward, but I'm gonna move my knee close to my right hand into the right angle of the mat. And I'm gonna try to put the shin as much as possible parallel to the mat. We're coming to our half pigeon. Then with the left foot, I'm gonna wiggle back a little bit if it's not enough for me, this opening. And from here, you can just decide to stay here if it's already intense for you. Otherwise, you can come on our forearms. And if it's accessible, you can even come onto your forehead. And just really tuning in, making sure that you're not falling towards the left side, because your body might want to compensate to not feel the pain and the opening. So just really trying to be as much as possible square to the mat. And I invite you to really tune into any emotion that might pop up here. This is one of the most emotional pose, I would say. That's where we release a lot of emotion. We've got a lot of anger stuff, a lot of familiar stuff. So it's really important to just acknowledge it and really check if you're tensing, just releasing without judgment, being just there. This is a wonderful posture to just open up your hips. If it's not intense enough, you can also decide to lift your chest up, taking your left hand with the palm facing up and just sliding it under your right arm, just like this. And then I'm just gonna release the right hand, just gonna go all the way at the back, reaching for my left foot or just at the back. This should give you a little bit more open as well. This is just one extra option. You just can stay there if it feels good. And when you're ready, we're just gonna move all the way up. We're gonna bend the left knee and reaching back with our left hand. So getting a little bit more opening here. You can come to mermaid or king pigeon if accessible for you, any options you would like. Then we're gonna release. I'm gonna allow my weight to fall on the right side, and the left leg is gonna come all the way over, and my right foot is gonna come just on the outside of the right leg. Now from here, I'm gonna lift my right arm up. The left hand goes behind me. The right elbow is just hooking into the left knee, and I'm just gonna push back so that I'm just giving a little bit of twist here. You should feel it as well a little bit on the outside of your glute, and trying to keep your chest up nice and straight. This is really good to massage your organ and let go of tension in the organs. Exhale, we're just gonna counterbalance both hands on the floor to the other side. Just a little push up and releasing. Very good. Awesome, we're gonna come to the other side. So coming to your down dog, I'm gonna lift the left leg up into the sky, gazing forward, same thing here. The left knee goes in line with the left corner of the mat, the shin as much as possible parallel to the mat. I'm gonna walk my right foot back so that I get a little bit more open. Gazing forward, chest nice and proud. Exhale, we're just gonna walk our hand down. Of course, if this is enough for you, you can just stay here. That's perfect. Otherwise, you can decide to come to your forehead. Get that extra space. And really here, again, we're just gonna check that our hips are not falling on one side. Just trying to keep them nice and square so that we're really opening them. And also on this side, we're just gonna allow anything that needs to come up to just be there. We just witness what emotion are rising. And knowing that feeling emotion, it's normal and it's fine. And they just need to be acknowledged. So it's very important to just be there. And on this pose is one of the poses where I've seen many times that my students releasing and maybe crying or letting go. It's a beautiful, beautiful stretch that really allows you to connect to those deep emotions that have been stored there. Here again, if you want to go deeper, you can also decide to come all the way up on your hands and just placing the right hand with the palm facing up, sliding it under the left arm and gazing to the left, taking the left arm all the way over and reaching back or to your foot or just on your back, whatever feels good. This is just an option if you just want to stay on your forearms or on your hands. Everything is just perfect as you choose it to be. Wherever you are, we're just gonna very gently come back with our arms nice and straight. I'm gonna bend the right knee, turning to the right side, grabbing my foot and pulling towards me, maybe gazing forward, chest nice and proud, puffing your chest up. Exhale, releasing the right hand, placing both hands to the mat, and I'm gonna push down into a down dog. Now we're gonna drop our knees on the floor and we're gonna come to a frog pose. So I'm gonna show you on this side because it's gonna be easier for you to see. I'm gonna open my knees wide, but I'm gonna need to be able to have also my ankles in line with my knees. So if it's too much for you, you just close them a little bit. It's very important that you're very mindful in this pose because you can really injure yourself. So it's very, very important that you're very gentle and listen to your body. So the ankles are in line with the knees. My hips are just on the top of in line with the knees as well. And my feet and my toes are pointing outward. Now from here, if this is enough for you, you can just stay on your hands, maybe opening even a little bit more. If accessible, we're gonna come to our forearms. And we're just gonna stay here, trying to make sure that your hips are not moving forward or back, but they're really just in line with your knees. And also checking your ankles, that they're in line with your knees. And really feeling into it. If you like, you can go a little bit deeper if you feel that it's fine for you. My hips, they are a little bit stiffer, so I'm just gonna go be gentle and just take it easy. And one more deep breath here. And then we're gonna walk all the way up. We're gonna move our knees together. And we're just gonna come to a sitting position. From here, I'm gonna have my sole of the feet together, as much as possible close to my groin. I'm gonna interlace my fingers and I'm just gonna place them around my feet. Then I'm gonna open my feet like if they were a book with my thumbs, and I'm gonna push down with my elbows onto my shin. I'm gonna try to keep my chest nice and straight, like my spine straight. I'm not gonna bend forward, like I'm not gonna collapse forward. And I'm just gonna allow myself to very gently move forward. And as well, it's amazing to open your hips. If you do it every day a little bit, this is really, really good for your base chakra and for your genital organs as well. Doesn't matter even if you're just moving a little bit, even if your legs are up, that's okay. That's a process, and it takes a very long time to open the hips. So it's really important to be really patient and be there really and listening to your body, and to really go as much as you can so that you don't injure yourself. Really trying to keep your spine nice and straight. Check that you're not collapsing forward. Pushing maybe a little bit more. And exhale, we're just gonna release. We're just gonna shake a little bit our legs as well to release the tension. Now we're gonna come to our knees with our hips on the top of the knees, and we're gonna fall to the left side. I'm gonna take my right leg all the way up and over on the top of the left. And I'm gonna try to have the right knee on the top of the left knee. And I'm checking as well that I'm not sitting on my heels, very important. If this is too intense for you, you can maybe take just your right foot a little bit higher, but this is ideally, it's giving you a little bit more opening here. Then from here, I'm just gonna wrap my peace fingers around my toes, my big toes, and I'm just gonna move forward. And just allowing your chest to fall on your knees, and your hips. And if you wanted to have it a little bit more intense, you can also do like a reverse prayer position at the back, and then just moving forward. Or just grabbing your elbows and moving forward. These are all options for you to try, whatever feels more comfortable, but at the same time that you're really feeling that opening on your hips. So we're gonna stay here for a few more breaths, and then we're gonna do the other side. Exhale, coming all the way up, releasing the legs, maybe giving a little bit of a shake, coming back to your knees, and we're gonna fold to the right side. This time the left side comes on the top of the right. Just gonna wiggle my feet so that I'm not sitting on them. And then from here again, you can grab your big toes with your peace fingers, or you can just grab your elbows at the back, or reverse prayer position, and just moving forward, trying to check that your hips are level, that you're not all weight on one hip. And always see if you can go even a little bit deeper maybe, and really get to that point where you're just releasing and letting go. Exhale, we're coming all the way up, and we're gonna release and just shake your legs a little bit. Now I'm gonna show you one last pose before starting the last little stretch before our Shavasana, and I kept this one as last because I think you can also have a little play around if you feel like it, if you're feeling playful today. So we're gonna come to a standing position now. We're gonna place our left ankle on the top of the right knee, and from here, hands to our prayer position. This might be already very challenging for you. You're gonna try to push with that right knee down to the floor. If this is enough, you can stay here. Otherwise, you can very slowly bend forward so that you're coming for a more opening of your hip. And you can stay here as well if for you it's enough. I'm just turning around so that you can see the next step if you feel like you want to play around today. So from here, I'm just gonna move forward. We're gonna be here to open our hips. This is already like very challenging, so it's fine if you just want to stay here. But if you want to try something more fun and playful, you can place your hands shoulders width apart with your fingers really spread wide into the mat. I'm gonna point that left foot into my right elbow and my left knee into the left arm. Then I'm gonna move forward my weight, and I'm gonna start to try to lift that right foot up, even if it's just a little bit, just to start to build up that strength. It's up to you if you want to try. You can even just stay on the previous pose. It's already very challenging for balance. And then from here, if you want to take it further, you can just straighten your right leg, and then coming back, and all the way up, and shaking your legs. Awesome. This is just an option in case you want to try something new. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. The right ankle goes on the top of the left knee. The right knee pushes down, hands to prayer position. You can stay here if you like, or you can start to move forward. Maybe challenge your balance, and really feeling that opening on your right hip here. And here the same. If you feel like you want to have a little bit of play with this pose, you can just take your hands down to the floor. Very important to remember to spread your fingers, and it's really important to have a strong base when you're doing hand balances. So just like being shoulders width apart, and I'm gonna push with my right foot onto the outside of my left arm, and with the right knee into the right arm. Then I'm gonna move forward my weight, and I can start to gently just start to play with it and see if I can lift that left foot. This is enough already if it's the first time and it's a bit challenging for you. Otherwise, you can slowly move forward, straightening your left leg, chest up, and then coming back. Gently coming all the way up, and all the way up to standing. I'm just gonna shake our legs. Well done. So now we're gonna come back to the mat again. This is our last stretch. So we're just gonna come onto our back, and we're gonna place the right ankle on the top of the left knee, and we're gonna grab the left thigh with our left hand and pull it towards you, so that you're really feeling the opening on your hips. If this is not enough, you can grab on the outside of your leg under your knee, and feeling a little bit more opening, allowing your shoulders to relax, and keep breathing. And remember as well that if this is too much, you can always take like a variation that it feels a bit better. Maybe you can slide your leg a little bit down. Always like really adjust and feel what is right for your body. Everyone is different, and every day is different. So maybe one day you feel like very flexible, the next day you don't. It's very much related to our mind as well. So from here, I'm gonna release the left leg, and I'm gonna place my hands in a T shape with the palms facing down. And I'm gonna allow my legs to fall onto the left side. So I'm getting a bit of a stretch. Gazing to your right side, to your right hand. Getting that nice juicy twist to give a last release to all your organs and detoxification. Inhale, exhale back to center, and we're gonna swap legs. So the left ankle comes on the top of the right knee, and I'm gonna grab this time the back of my right thigh or the front of my right leg. Trying to keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. Your left foot is flexed. And if you feel always that one pose, like you really need to stay a little bit longer, I always invite you to maybe pause the video and stay longer, because it's really important to tune and see every day. Maybe it's like you feel like more or less. And then we're just gonna release the right leg. I'm gonna place my hands to a T shape and having the legs falling to the right side this time. I'm gonna gaze to the left hand. Exhale, back to center, giving one last nice squeeze to your legs and to your chest. Releasing your legs down to the floor with the toes facing outwards. And being as much as possible comfortable in this pose. So if you need to have a jumper on or something, it's time to do it. I'm gonna place the left hand on my heart center and the right hand just on my navel. Your eyes closed and just feeling your belly rising and falling. feeling the difference from when you first started the practice. Being very proud of taking time to connect to your body and allowing to open up. You're gonna take 2 nice deep breaths. Inhale through your nose and sigh out. Inhale. Exhale through your mouth. Allowing your hands to release on the sides of your body with the palms facing up. And we're gonna stay in our Shavasana. If you've got time, ideally you would like to stay here at least for 5 minutes to just reset and imprint everything that has been done into your body. When you're ready, you're gonna roll onto the right side. You're gonna push through the left hand, coming up to a sitting position. Taking your hands to your heart center and feeling inwards. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Come back to presence. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in this practice today. Thank you for people that asked for this hips opening class. Let me know if there's any other class that you would like to do, and I will be more than glad to do it as soon as I can. And I would also invite you to have a look at the metaphysical aspect video of the hips. What is the emotion behind? Until the next time, thank you so much for tuning in, and see you soon. Namaste.